So, the update, firewall, done, ready to go. So I'm going to be doing my, I'm going to be starting to put everything back together. I gotta get my steering column done. I have to take the guts out of, not the guts, but the wiring out of this one, which is the solid, and put it into the tilt because of that garbage. I believe I've already showed that, but a lot of things to do. I need to take this firewall boot. It's got to go on here. Got to try to get it to go down further. Yeah. The doors turned out, they turned out okay. They're not perfect, but I got a couple little spots like this. I ain't worried about it. The rest of it looks real good compared to it being, very silver before. But I can take all that stuff off. I have to spend some time and do the windshield seal. It has to have all the butyl pulled out of it. I have to black out all of this. Yeah, just a lot of stuff. So, gonna get at it. Might as well untape it because it's not getting anything else. I don't need any more paint up here. Then I gotta tape off the bottom, flip it over, and start this. Which I'm actually gonna do that right now. Is I'm going to oven clean all of this. Yes, oven cleaner is your best cleaner, and the funny thing is don't buy the expensive stuff. Go to your dollar store and buy the cheap stuff, because for some reason the cheap stuff is a lot stronger. So, yeah, it's gonna stink. It's gonna eat all this garbage off that I don't want to look at, and get ready to power wash someday soon. I have to go through the harness. After I get the motor in, I will do the harness. Fuel lines, gotta get out of there. And yeah, but it's going now. Alright, now that I have some of the stuff done on the firewall, I need to power wash all this garbage. Truck's plasticed off. That ain't gonna matter. But all this stuff needs power washed. I've done put 2 cans of oven clean on it and a can of degreaser. Will it do it? I don't know. It's pretty thick on there, but we're gonna give it a shot. We got 2300 psi, so you can see how thick it is in some areas. It's just real nasty. Then after that's done, I will get these wheels all back it in, get the wheels off of it. Then all this stuff's getting painted matte black, every bit of it. And we'll be ready to start working on getting the windshield back in. It's not in yet. And then soon LS, still the 305. But we'll get the LS in there soon. As for now though, let's get nasty. So I got it pressure washed now. Man, that grease and grime and mud was hiding a lot of rusty parts. But I'm gonna let it dry a little bit now and actually soak, because as you can see I ain't got it all. So I'm gonna let it soak real good. Maybe go get some more oven cleaner and maybe a gallon of purple power and do it again, because I want it to be like really clean, really clean. Let it dry overnight, then tomorrow jack it up, pull the wheels off, find somewhere to put some jack stands to where I can paint it all but also get everything. But it's a lot cleaner than I was expecting it to be. You can see I got a river running here. If the motor wasn't in my way, I would have got it out further. But it's alright. Yeah, you see this stuff's like freaking concrete, man. It's just grease and dirt that's turned hard. You can see it, it's quite a bit on everything still. But, I mean, I went hard. I was on top of that thing spraying, and that's as far as it could go right now. I'm going to let it sit and do it again. Okay, so what I am doing is the turn signal switch, and this one was all chopped and screwed right here, and I just don't deal with that crap. So my straight steering shaft one was absolutely perfect. I mean, perfect. It's actually like it's almost new, but it's, well, it's broke right there in that corner. It don't affect anything, and for some reason this little bit of nothing is $41. So I'm just at a conundrum whether or not I want to use this one or swap it out for a new one. But it's all going into the tilt wheel, which everything else is the same on, you know. Oh, and I found out this right here. When I was taking the tilt wheel apart, I don't know why I can't speak today. The tilt wheel apart, I found this. It's actually a button on there, you know, and I don't know. I'm thinking this was for maybe a diesel or something. I've never seen one of those, but I won't be using it because mine don't have it either way. Everything else is the same. I've actually even took like the spring out of everything, you know, and made sure it was all right. I put some new anti-seize Lucas, is it Lucas? It's not Lucas. Yeah, Lucas red and tack grease in there because the other stuff was gone. And I've got a bunch of parts for 2 steering columns I'm working on now. So before, this stuff was so greasy, you really couldn't see anything. You can see how rusty it is now after I got all that, well, most of that grease off. I've got some special degreaser coming I'm going to give a shot. I need to get back here and pull that bolt off and get these lines out. And before I get the rest of it degreased, I'm going to go ahead and paint a lot of this stuff now, especially the cradle area, the frame, the motor mounts. That stuff I'll paint now. And depending on how bad, which the rubber boots don't look too bad on the suspension, that one's still puffy. This one, I see the tire wearing, so it tells me one of them ball joints are probably bad, so I'll probably have to replace one of them. I'm not going to do any of the drag link stuff until I get my drop parts I need to get, which, speaking of that, I need to message the guy and have him start pulling them. They're on a different truck, but, you know, while it's nice out, he can get to them. Yeah, so I'm just going to hit as much of this as I can with the flat black. I got to get rid of this line and them 2 lines, because this is, one's a return, one's the fuel, and the other one is a vacuum. I think it's a vacuum. Yeah, it was a vacuum because it was 3 in the fuel pump. And it was just, it sucked because I think this had dual tanks at one time, which I know it did because I got 2 filler necks. But yeah, all that stuff's clean now, ready to be painted, but get them off. I've got new lines for that. The brake lines are fine. You know what, now that I think about it, where's the trans line? Oh, the trans line stayed on the motor, I believe. But I'm going to be running new trans lines to the aluminum radiator and everything, so yeah, this is the problem I'm having. You see this real thick grease? It just doesn't come off. You can see it in different parts. I mean, it is hard as a rock. Actually sounds like gravel when I break it off. I mean, it's just hard grease. And this has had 4 cans of oven cleaner on it. 1 can of engine degreaser. And still not coming off. So we'll try this other special degreaser I bought. Well, not bought, but had on its way. And while I'm doing that, I'll clean up all this and paint her on with a brush.